nothing ever stayed the same. Want to let it change.
Hi, welcome to my channel, Learning with Lou. Today we're going to be looking at what's going on in your first trimester and some survival tips, tricks in working through this first, 12 weeks or so. Because my goodness, there's a lot going on and you're going to have to adapt. Like right now, before even the baby comes, you're going to be adapting and learning. So, if you like this content, please like, subscribe, and share with others that might be expecting or are looking into becoming pregnant so they can be ready for this. You can also follow me on Instagram at learningwithlou08. One of the first things that may happen to you is some body changes. Right now, as soon as the egg and the sperm come together and they fertilize and they start making this embryo and it's implanted in your uterus, your body goes into pregnancy mode. It's kind of like flicking on a couple switches. It's like boom, 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 boom. And your hormones start changing. HCG levels increase. Your progesterone, your estrogen, they start changing different levels as well. Not to their regular mode, but now into pregnancy mode. And because of those different hormone changes, you might have growing boobs. Yes. Before even showing, your boobs may start to grow. You might have started off as a B, C cup before you're pregnant. Mind you, 9 months postpartum, you might be a double D or an E. Honestly, I don't know if there's an E. If there is, let me know. But you might be a double D. That's my experience. BC cup to a double D. I was shocked when they started to grow. First, I didn't really notice. And then suddenly I'm like, hold on, I'm not fitting into my bra anymore like I used to. Really? It started to freak me out because I'm like, I don't want to be like my mom. Sorry, mom. But I don't want to be like my mom and have to run and hold. Now I know what big boob girls go through. And I'm sorry. It's rough. They don't make bras for big boobs. I'm going off the side tangent, I'm sorry. But yes, your boobs may start to grow. For some of you, they might be absolutely brilliant. For me, I did not like it. They are starting to slowly go down now. Thank goodness. But that's something that you may expect. Next thing is you actually might be extremely tired. Again, these hormones are switching on and changing, and so that might cause some lethargicness. I don't even know if it's a word. If it's a word, woohoo! You might be lethargic. So don't be too hard on yourself because your body is putting that energy into growing this baby. Your uterus is growing. It not only you are changing, as in your anatomy, but you're also creating this little person. So by 5 weeks or 5-6 weeks of the fetus, their heartbeat is starting to beat. Very irregular, but it's starting to beat. It's also growing major organs like your lungs and your brain, all in that little baby already at 5-6 weeks, which is incredible. And not only is that baby starting to grow, but also the things that need to support that baby, like the placenta and the umbilical cord, that is starting to develop and grow and become more stable. So please don't be too hard on yourself. Now, what I'm not saying is, just go lay on the couch or stay in bed because, oh no, but no, just try to do little bits here and there. So if you were like me and you were very, very sick, have a small list of 2-4 things that you need to do for a day. That may include taking a shower, making the bed, doing the dishes, eating. Keep it small. Don't expect too much because your life has already started changing. Second thing that might happen to you, you might be very nauseous or slash throwing up several times a day. That's what it was like for me. It wasn't morning sickness. It was all day, all night sickness with vomiting 2 times a day. So I was basically somewhat bedridden because I would stand up and I would want to throw up. I'd smell food. I would want to throw up. My dogs would come up to me. I would want to throw up. And I love my dogs. I love cuddling with them. But I'd want to throw up. I would drink water. Like right now. Yes, I just spilled water. Have a water break, guys. Spill water all over yourself while you drink it too. It's the only way to do it. I'll drink water. I want to throw up. That was my first 16 weeks of my pregnancy. Yes, not 12. Oh, you've reached the second trimester. Congratulations. You shouldn't feel sick anymore. No. I was still sick. And it started, 5, 6 weeks, all the way to 16 weeks. It's rough. So I stayed on the couch and rested and tried not to throw up. I was a school teacher at the time as well, and it was during the first part of the pandemic, which for teachers it was rough because, well, even for schools, we've never had this before. It was like, what do we do? So as a 8th grade teacher, ours was more student-led driven. So the teachers would provide the material because it was at the end of the year. They only had like 8 weeks left. And we did what we could. Provided materials, jumped and attended meetings as possible. I was the 8th grade team lead, so I was trying to organize a graduation during a pandemic. And if students ever needed help, they would jump online and I'll meet with them. So I was on the couch with my laptop and anything else that would help that might help my nausea. So what were the little things that helped for me? How did I deal with it? I tried to eat every hour or so. Now, I was also going through a fertility doctor at the time. I will make a video on my fertility journey on a later note. And he suggested that I should eat nuts. Because apparently the protein, it levels out your glucose level. I don't know how it works. I should have probably asked. But he said that I should eat nuts and high protein foods. I don't like eating nuts. I really don't. Cashews, eating a physical cashew, no thank you. If it's in a stir fry, then great, I'm totally there. There we go. My voice is back, I think. I don't know. Let me have another drink of water and try not to spill it on myself. Alright. I think I got a little frog in my throat or something. Alright, so he told me to eat nuts. I was like, sure, I'll try. I didn't really try. So if nuts have worked for you during your nausea, please comment below and share with others, because I have no experience in that. So that's what he said. I also I ate saltine crackers almost every 30, 40 odd minutes. It helps if you're watching an episode, so you have a cracker every episode. Or a cracker or 2. Whatever. Ginger. Ginger helped a lot. Ginger ale, ginger beer, ginger snaps, ginger biscuits. That really helped settle my stomach. So what helped me was this philosophy. Whatever foods tasted the same going down as they would coming back up, those are the foods that I stuck to and I ate. So this includes mandarins, cucumber. Yeah, surprisingly, cucumber tastes the same coming back up. Sprite, ginger ale, ginger beer, ginger would taste the same. Some muesli bars as well would be really helpful. Try to avoid dairy and some meat products. because, oh my goodness, dairy coming up, not the best, guys. It tastes disgusting. I don't know what happens with your stomach acid. It probably hurts. And actually, there's actually a really cool thing that you can do with milk. As a science teacher, I did this. You can make plastic out of milk. I'll make a video on that one day because it's pretty cool. Again, science teacher nerdness. So, sorry. Not sorry, but sorry. So, having dairy just did not work for me. It tastes gross coming back up, and it actually made me want to throw up even more when I was throwing up. So, I avoided that. I also had some pregnancy drops. They're kind of like sugar drops is what I want to call them. Those helps a lot, as well as icy poles or otter pops here in the States. I've actually found some organic, more natural otter pop versions, and I'll link that in the description below. I just found them at Costco and I absolutely love them. They're fruity based, so that's really nice because then the flavors can stay and it tastes the same with the philosophy. So that was pretty good. What else did I have? Peppermints. So peppermint was good because the mint could come back up and down. If you have a bit of, I don't know about you, but drinking water was hard for me during my first 16 weeks. So having like a little bit of lemon or mint in there was really helpful because it made the water taste better so that I could swallow it and I didn't want to bring it back up. So that might help for you as well. Also, I had some seasickness bands. I'll link them in the description below as well. They applied like some pressure right here in the wrist, which apparently is really good, and it did help. Now, I'm not saying that I could start running down the street and going for like a massive 5-mile jog. I've never done a 5-mile jog in my life, but it did help with being able to do the dishes, starting to do the laundry, feed the dogs. Like that really helped for me. All right. I also did some medications. I am not a huge medication fan. I don't like putting things in my body that's not natural. But because of how sick I was, and because someone had to organize and attend a graduation for her 8th grade students during a pandemic, I needed something to be able to not throw up every 10 minutes or look sick because I wasn't ready to tell people I was pregnant yet. So I tried 2 different types. The first one that was given to me, it went up the bum. And I'm not kidding. I read the instructions like 6 times just to be sure that that is how it was to be applied. Some people it might work for that particular type of medication. I don't even remember what it was. I got rid of it. But it didn't work for me. In fact, it made me actually sicker. So I asked the doctor, hey, is there any other types of medications that I can take? Because this one's not working. And he was like, yeah, sure, here's another one. This one, it dissolved underneath the tongue. And that worked great. So I only used it like 4 or 5 different times. And that medication worked. The one that went underneath my tongue. Again, I only used it when I needed to. So when I had to go out for a graduation, for example, that's when I used it. For a family event, that's when I used it. And again, my nausea stopped roughly around about 16 weeks. So I didn't have to worry too much after that. So yeah, those are the medications that I used. Now, you can also use essential oils. So the smell of citrus or peppermint, spearmint, those type of ones can actually help also settle your stomach. And I use that as well. I wish I used more of it because I was starting to learn about essential oils around that time. So I wish I did it a bit better. So what I also did is I combined different things. Not only did I eat more in little sections, so like every 20 minutes I would try to eat, I would put the C-bands on. I would use essential oils to help as well. My water had a little bit of lemon and mint in it, and I was eating icy poles and otter pops as well. and having Sprite, mixed Sprite with a little bit of water with Sprite, because you need to keep hydrated, guys. You just do. You're throwing up a lot. In my case, I was throwing up a lot, so I needed to keep hydrated. So please make sure you're hydrated. So there, that's what I did. What I should have done is should have had one of those craft carts that had the 3 tiers. I'll link one in the description below of what I mean. And like had supplies ready with me. Now you can use this during also the newborn stage, and it works great having like the nappies or diapers there and a change of clothes and swaddles, burp cloths, everything right there, and you can just wheel it around the house. It's great. You can actually use it right now. You can put your drinks on the bottom, so like within the little cooler or esky, you know, the lunchbox ones. If you really care, if your drinks are cool or cold, ice really works as well, especially if you're struggling on drinking water. Just chew on ice. Works great. Your second level might be savory foods, so it could be like your nuts, your peanut butter, your saltine crackers. You know, on your second tier, that would work great. And then like on your top tier, you can have your bottle of water, and then you can have your pregnancy drops. You can have some ginger snaps, some peppermints on the top, and then set a timer. Or, for my case, TV shows. So when an episode would end, bum bum bum, eat a little bit throughout that episode. Next episode, bum bum bum. That worked wonderful for me. So next time, if I ever get pregnant again, I'm using one of my craft carts, and I'm going to take that around the house with me so that I can be better with not being so nauseated, because I think that would help. So if that helps you, please let me know. Next thing, memory loss. Yes. Already right now, you might have some memory loss. They call it pregnancy brain. I didn't believe it until this happened. Now, memory loss can occur because of your hormones changing. So that switch in hormones can cause this, according to science. I was on the couch. Apparently during my first trimester, I watched all seasons of NCIS, which is like 15 seasons long. It's a lot of TV. Not apparently, but then in my second trimester, I was, one evening, I was like, oh, I haven't watched this TV show. I want to start watching it. My husband comes over. You're watching NCIS again? What do you mean again? I've never seen this show before. I literally forgot all 15 seasons of NCIS from my first to my second trimester. I'm not joking with you guys. I'm being for real. Because, yeah. There's still TV shows and movies that apparently I watched during my first trimester that I have forgotten. As well as other stuff that I've forgotten. So, just be mindful. You might have experiencing some memory loss. Which is fine, because that means you can enjoy the I get to enjoy NCIS again. But, anyways. Fourth thing that you might go through is some mood swings. Now, it's different for everybody. Again, we're all different people. We all experience things differently. For myself, I just felt like a couch potato. Like, ugh, kind of thing. I'd be in my dressing gown. I'd feel extremely tired and exhausted. And it just, ugh. That might be you. And then when my nausea would dissipate for a little bit, oh my goodness, I was like an Energizer bunny. Going, boo, I'm fine. Happy, happy, happy. 20 minutes later, oh, on the couch again. I feel like Ugh. That might be you. You might not go through that. You might. Okay? Next thing. You might be peeing a lot. Now, again, a lot is happening in here. One of them is your uterus. Your uterus is growing. Where is it growing to? It's squishing your bladder. Yeah. Women's bladders are small compared to men's anyways. But you know what? Make it smaller when they're pregnant with another human being. Yay. I was peeing so much. Even in my first trimester. I'm not even showing. And I was peeing a lot. And then it gets worse when you go through your second and third trimester, guys. But I was already peeing. By the time I was in my third trimester, I was waking up 3-4 times a night just to pee. And they say, get as much sleep as you possibly can while you're pregnant, because you're not sleeping when baby comes. Guys, I'm peeing. I can't sleep. I gotta pee. During this first trimester, there is a optional test that you can do if you want to do so. It's a genetic test. You can take it at 10 weeks, I believe. And what they do is they just get a blood sample, and in this blood sample they can separate the mum's DNA from the baby's. Don't know how, but it's pretty cool. And they can see what kind of genetic factors that your child has. Not as in like hair color or whatever. I'm talking like extreme severe genetic problems that could occur. And it can also tell you the gender, which is pretty cool. So I did this because of my previous miscarriage, which had some genetic issues. So I needed that comfort that this pregnancy was going to work. I will make a video on my miscarriage and how I experienced it, what happened, how I dealt with it, how I'm still dealing with it. So I'll talk about that later. But this genetic test definitely gave me some comfort that at the basic genetic level, this baby was okay. And congratulations, it's a girl! Like, that was pretty cool. So if you're like me and you need that comfort because you've experienced something like a previous miscarriage or something like that, see if your insurance helps, see what your doctor can do, look into those options. Those are some of the tips and tricks that I found that helps me during my first trimester, and some things that may be happening to you, because pregnancy just brings on a whole new level of being a woman. Again, if you like this content, please like, subscribe, share, follow me on Instagram at learningwithlou08, and I will see you in my next video. I hope that you have a wonderful day and that you are kind and courteous to others.